Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. For those who are online and those who will be watching on YouTube, let's start with the Kirtan. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Gurvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtadite Starine Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. সবাইকে বলবো everyone should clap your hands and everyone try to sing along. I'll put everyone on mute because when we sing along, what happens is this is the best way to purify ourselves. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we clap our hands, what happens is our scriptures say that just as like okay, if there are many birds sitting on top of a tree, and if we go underneath the tree and if we clap our hands, what will happen? All the birds will fly away. Similarly, all our sins, all our past bad karmas will fly away when we clap at the time of kirtan while singing this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, if you want your destiny to change, then please sing along and clap along. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakacharia Ashtotara Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakacharia Ashtotara Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakacharia Ashtotara Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। कलयुग पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। श्री आचार्यगण की जय। षड गोस्वामी की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचलं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। हरि ओम तत्सत्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयो मुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोप कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you all for joining this in this session on Saturday. So discussing, we have been discussing the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Last week, we discussed on the 39th, 40th, and the 41st verse of Bhagavad Gita. So, although we spoke about the 41st verse, but I wanted to touch upon this particular verse once again because this is a very foundational verse. And there is a deep history for this particular verse. Srila Prabhupada, he got an instruction from his spiritual master when he was in his 20s. Um, he had his he had just started his family, and at that time, Srila Prabhupada was his friend Narendra. He asked Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was not initiated at that time. He was Abhay Babu, and Abhay Babu was asked by his friend Narendra that Abhay Babu, I have heard that there is a very nice saint, a sadhu who is here. So I want you to come and see how you feel about it. Because everyone considered Srila Prabhupada as everyone in the college days, like Srila Prabhupada was considered as a leader actually. So everyone wanted to get his views, what he thinks about this particular sadhu. So Srila Prabhupada said, I have seen many sadhus since childhood, and all of these sadhus are all bogus. Um, in my childhood, my father used to call daily 3 4 sadhus at home. They would come with saffron robes, but they were not real sadhus. They will be just begging in saffron robes. But a saffron person is supposed to be celibate, renunciate. That means they are not supposed to be having a family. But these, like under the cover, like, okay, they would have a family, and they would be living, and they would just use this saffron cloth to beg for alms. So I've seen all these things from my childhood. I'm not really interested in this anymore, sadhus. And then Narendra says, no, 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 no. This is a really wonderful sadhu. You should come and please see him actually. So please come and see this particular sadhu and let us know what you think about him. So having said that, Narendra takes Srila Prabhupada by his hand, and um, takes him somehow or other. Srila Prabhupada is, although he's trying to resist, but he's not able to completely resist, and he goes just to keep the word of his friend. Sometimes friends do that, right, to us. So Srila Prabhupada, he goes there, and as soon as they come to this place in Calcutta, the address is 1 Ultadanga Lane, and there they come to the Gaudiya Mutt set up, and the Acharya over there is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was giving a class, and both of them they enter, and they just pay their Dandavat Pranam. As soon as they are doing Dandavat Pranam, as soon as Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Babu is trying to get up, so Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur looks at them and says, "You are a young gentleman. You look to be intelligent. Why don't you take this message of Krishna consciousness to the Western world and preach in English language? Why don't you do this thing?" And Srila Prabhupada was taken by surprise. This Abhay Babu is a young Grihastha person. He's taken by surprise that, okay, I don't know, I do not even know this sadhu. I have just paid my obeisances, and I am getting a instruction here. So he he says that, okay, but at that time, India was not independent. India was under the rule of British Empire. So our Abhay Babu says to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but don't you think that, okay, it's a prime urgency to first get independence, like for India, because we are, who will hear this Krishna Katha, who will hear this Hari Katha, who will hear this Lord Chaitanya's message if India is not independent? This was Abhay Babu's argument. And at that time, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that Krishna consciousness is an urgency. It is not dependent on whether the country is dependent or independent. Whether the country is independent or not, problems will remain always. There will always be problems. And somehow or other, during these situations, the Krishna consciousness movement has to go on, because people in general are suffering because of only one reason. There is only one main reason, and what is that? That is lack of Krishna consciousness, because they have forgotten God, because they have forgotten Krishna. And so, and he does mention one important thing. He said, people will change, but politics will remain. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. So when was this? This was in 19, I don't remember the exact year, but this was in 1920s. Now we are 100 years past that. If you reflect on what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, it is very true. People will change, but politics will remain. India is now an independent country. But does that mean there is no problems? No, there are problems. Okay. If you see the recent attacks on Pahalgam, those are like really heart-wrenching stories actually. People of innocent people who have gone for tour to a place, and suddenly what happens? Their family members who till the very, I mean, if you hear the conversations just before a minute, no one knew that okay, this was coming. And the very next moment, you do not have a family member. The person has lost his life. That is the nature of this material world. Padam padam vipadam. Okay, if one is thinking that, okay, oh, let me make money, let me be happy, oh, I am doing good and whatever I am, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. This is what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted. This is why Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted to ask. He instructed Srila Prabhupada to give this. Srila Prabhupada took more than 40 years to plan for this. He translated the Bhagavad Gita. He translated the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He translated a few other literatures, and mainly he started writing periodicals, magazines, and he started distributing. He was just a one-man army. He was writing this. He would go to different places to distribute this, and he came across various challenges. So to name a few, Srila Prabhupada was approved by the um, he had sent his article to Japan, and there was a world religious conference, and Srila Prabhupada had received an honorary invitation from Japan to come there and present his views on Krishna consciousness. But do you know, Srila Prabhupada could not manage to get enough funds to travel to Japan. He could not he could not get that actually. Then with lot of difficulties, he moved to his business. At one point of time was he was at one point of time he was doing extremely well in his business. The there are um, like he was a pharmacist, and as a pharmacist he was doing very well. And at one point of time, like okay, his his business, like he was earning, and he was doing a lot of services to the best of his capacity. But but he was as he was doing those, like his most important focus always remained in translating the books of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, books, Bhagavad Gita, translating Bhagavad Gita into English, translating the Srimad Bhagavatam into English. And at one point of time, it so happened that he had moved to uh, Jharkhand, and there he had a very successful preaching program. And during those preaching programs, he established he got a place, okay, and he established something called League of Devotees. And devotees were very much enthusiastic. Very youngsters used to come, like okay, they used to attend Srila Prabhupada's programs. And then the place where he was conducting these, okay, that was given to him by another a rich person. That rich person's wife decided to take it back because they wanted to use that place for kitty parties. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada lost that particular place because someone else wanted to do kitty party. But Srila Prabhupada was not discouraged. This is an important thing. He had, when he got into Jaladuta, Jaladuta is a cargo ship. Have any of you traveled by cargo ship? Okay, let me put it this way. I know none of you may have traveled by cargo ship. Have any of you traveled by a truck, an Indian truck, a domestic truck to travel from one place to other place when your things are being moved? It's a cargo thing, right? Have any of you traveled by that? So why I'm asking that is, imagine the kind of, well, firstly, if you imagine a truck, right, it'll just certainly not be the most comfortable place to be in. So Srila Prabhupada traveled to US for 38 days. He was in a cargo ship. And how did he travel? He did not have any money. He had to go and insist Sumati Moraji. Okay. And Sumati Moraji said, okay, you are too old and America is too cold. You will not be able to survive there. And then Srila Prabhupada said, no, I am just like your father. This is my Guru Maharaj instruction. Please allow me to go there. I want to serve my Guru Maharaj instruction. So somehow after long discussion, Sumati Moraji agreed. And when he was allowed, she had a cargo ship, this Jaladuta. Srila Prabhupada sat in that and he started traveling. It was from Calcutta, this ship departed and it stopped at somewhere in South India, I think Coimbatore. At that time, the captain of the ship was Captain Pandey. He noticed that this person does not eat anything. Swamiji, why are you not eating anything? No, no, these are all non-vegetarian, so I cannot eat anything. He did not even plan for his food. See, I mean, I don't know about any of you, but before planning a trip itself, like I'll first think about, okay, what will I eat on? Okay, I mean, we cannot even we cannot imitate such personalities. He already did not eat for few days, like till, because ship will not go like a rocket. Ship will go at its own pace. So it took at least 2 3 days, whatever it took for reaching Coimbatore, and then like, okay, Captain Pandey he went and he brought some grocery items so that Srila Prabhupada can some potatoes and some rice. Like, okay, that's all he had. And then he went through a lot of seasickness, 2 heart attacks, but he did not give up. You know why? Because this verse that we are discussing, this is the verse that gave Srila Prabhupada lot of courage. So let us look into this particular verse, something that gave him undeterred determination. This is the this is that soul verse, like, okay, which has been keeping Srila Prabhupada like, okay, completely hooked up actually with the mission. We are reading when the verse 41st from the Bhagavad Gita of second chapter. व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धिर एकेह कुरु नंदन बहुशाखा है अनंतश्च बुधया व्यवसायिनाम. Krishna is saying to Arjuna, those who are on this path, those who are on this Krishna conscious path, they are resolute in purpose. That means they're fixed up and their aim is one. What is their aim? Somehow or other, I have to get Krishna. Oh, beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. It is, oh Arjuna, those who are those who are not fixed up, they will think about many things. Okay, I will do this, I will do that, I will do this. Like they'll put their legs in many board. So let us read this purport and we will briefly discuss it. We will have a today's session will be short. So let us read this purport. A strong faith that by Krishna consciousness, this purport is by Srila Prabhupada. Okay. The strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasaitmika intelligence. So a strong faith that Krishna consciousness will give us the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasaitmika intelligence. Okay. So that means fixed up. Then Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhyalila is stating श्रद्धा शब्दे विश्वास कहे সুদৃঢ় নিশ্চয় কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি কইলে সর্বকর্মকৃত হয়. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he did not act in relationship to the material world with obligation to family traditions, humanity, or nationality. Fruitive activities are the engagements of one's reactions from past good or bad deeds. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. So, if you see this verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, श्रद्धा शब्दे विश्वास कहे सुदृढ़ निश्चय कृष्ण भक्ति कोइले सर्व कर्म कृत হয়. This is the meaning actually, that if we do Krishna bhakti, a strong faith that by Krishna consciousness we can get the highest perfection of life. That is faith. Faith means something, it is an unflinching trust that okay, I have to do Krishna consciousness. And when one is when one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he did not think, Array, what is this? Is this good thing happening to my life or is this bad thing? You know that whatever is happening is by Krishna's will. Krishna is personally orchestrating everything in your life. And Krishna's plan for each of us is undoubtedly the best. I can tell it with full conviction. Sometimes we may not recognize it. We may think that, okay, oh, I thought this was good. Or what is happening? It is only a matter of time. Just give it some time. If you have that firm faith that Krishna will is our greatest well-wisher, in due course of time, Krishna will reveal to us why that is the best plan for us. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. So we need not think about good and bad. Like, okay, it will be perfect actually. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. So we'll talk about this aspect. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. So in order to execute Krishna consciousness and be fixed up in that, one has to have the knowledge. Like, okay, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudev or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. So a person in knowledge or a person in Krishna consciousness is one thing is like, okay, that person is Mahatma, that means he's a rare and good soul, and he is Sudurlabha, that means he's a very rare soul. Okay, Sudurlabh. And Su is good and Durlabh is rare. Okay, and that person is a Mahatma, he's a great soul. Okay, uh, and that person, he understands that Krishna is the cause of all causes. And when we go and water the tree, do we water all the leaves? We discussed about this earlier. We don't water all the leaves. We just water the root. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying, as by watering the root of the tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches. Similarly, by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master. We should have a guide, right? Who is bona fide representative of Krishna. Otherwise, how will we know what am I supposed to do? So we need a guide. Even like if you understand, like, okay, if we go to school, college, right? We all need guide, right? Has any of you, those of you who are here, has any of you studied, like, okay, without going to school, like, okay, you think that, okay, I became an engineer. Especially if you think, like, okay, one becomes an engineer, obviously they will not get a job, but one becomes a doctor, okay, who is dealing with human surgeries or things like that. If he says that, okay, come on, I'm a doctor, please come, I'm giving this treatment for one fourth the price. Like we all want to save cost, but who will go to that doctor? No one. So yeah, I have a kidney problem. Yeah, it'll take, like in India, let's say if someone says that, okay, to do this it'll take 5 lakhs. I will do it in 1 lakh only. Oh, are you a doctor? No, I have read all the books. No, which university did you study? Where did you study from? Like, how much experience do you have? I did not go to any university. I studied everything, and daily I see all the YouTube videos how to do the surgery. I don't, I don't want this doctor. So none of us want that kind of thing. So that is the thing. So if you look at CA, someone who is a chartered accountant, that person has to get training. Now I know like some of my friends here, like who are here, they are looking for internship. Why internship? Because you have to have experience under someone who is already practicing that thing. So unless and until you know, like, okay, if you think that, okay, like even um, in the mechanical shops, like, okay, in the shop floor there are those lathe machines. Now, one person suddenly will not be put into lathe machine. Okay, now from today onwards, you work on that machine. Okay, but tell me what to do here. You just start the machine and get going. It will not happen like that. Someone has to guide whatever it is. So at every stage, we need guidance. So similarly, the spiritual knowledge also, spiritual thing also, we have to act under guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, bona fide representative of Krishna, that is a spiritual master. So, and what is the quality of that person? Who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. Not that, okay, oh, I got, like, okay, oh, this Prabhu I got, he's Tinku Prabhu. Okay, he is also new. He also started yesterday, like, okay, and then like now let me get his guidance. No, no, that person has to be advanced, more advanced than us, more knowledgeable, more realized, and that person has to understand us. We should be able to reveal our heart to that person. Then in that case, that works. We talked about earlier as to who are bona fides, so I'm not getting into that. So let's go back to that screen. Mm, As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna, and one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. So I was telling about how Srila Prabhupada took the instruction of his spiritual master. His spiritual master gave one line instruction: go and spread this message in the Western world. He took several years to practice because he was asked this question. Like when he came to US, he was asked, "Why did it take so long to plan this, Prabhupada?" So he said, like, "Okay, I took time. A spiritual master's instruction should never be forgotten. They could be delayed because at some cases, like we may not have the situation to act upon that, but we should always remember that instruction and we should always think of how can I execute this. That is very important. That is a sincere disciple. Here Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in his very famous prayers for the spiritual master as follows: Yasya prasadad bhagavat prasado Yasya aprasadat nagati kutopi ध्यायन्स्तुवंस्तस्य जशस्त्रिसन्ध्यां वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम्. It means by satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. How can we please Krishna? We can please Krishna by satisfying our spiritual master. This is a very easy way. Okay, if somehow or other, if we are able to satisfy our spiritual master, then Krishna will be very much satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. That means we cannot go to the Krishna's, we cannot go to the abode of Krishna. I should therefore meditate. This Srila Vishnu Chakravarti is teaching us how to pray. This is part of the Mangal Arati. I should therefore meditate and pray for His mercy 3 times a day and offer my respectful obeisances to it. We should offer pranam to spiritual master. Uh, the whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically but practically, when there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities. One who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted in various types of fruitive acts. Many times we'll see that, okay, oh, my mind is not able to focus. Okay, someone was asking me this question this week, like, okay, oh, my mind is not able to focus. Although I'm doing everything, but my mind is not able to focus. So, one thing is, I was telling this to a devotee some time back. Like, okay, see, Krishna consciousness is not about checklist. Oh, Arti, I did. Chanting, I did. Tick mark. Okay, I ate prasad. I did this. But the real thing is, it is about change in consciousness. What is my consciousness when I am doing this? Am I doing it for the pleasure of Krishna? This is the most important thing. Okay, do I want to please Krishna by which is each of my activities? Krishna, I am eating prasad because you want me to eat prasad. Therefore, for your pleasure, I am eating what you have left in your plate. Your jhuta I am eating. Okay, Krishna, I am chanting your name so that I can call you and I want to please you. I want to get purified. Krishna, give me taste in the holy name. Oh Krishna, please make me humble. Please make me tolerant because in this world, like, okay, in every situation, someone says, ah, and then, like, okay, we'll barge with a double voice actually. But the, but the objective, the reason why we are in this world is we are always wanting to be controller. No one wants to be controlled. Everyone wants to be top boss. But the spiritual equation is opposite. Spiritual equation is we should be dasanudas. We should be the servant of the servant. So although it is very difficult, so if you tell people like, okay, oh, like there are some people like they might say like, okay, um, come like, okay, for this chanting. Okay, I'll do the chanting, and then we say like, okay, sometimes that okay, these are the regulative principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. Arey, then what will I do? Because that is the background which from where they're coming. Okay, so once they start accepting this, then when they hear that, okay, how is Mahaprabhu teaching us to chant? We should chant in the mood of Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saisnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Trinadapi Sunichena, to be lower than a blade of grass. Then if you put your leg on the grass, what will happen? It will poke you, right? Ah, no, it will not happen like that. If you put your leg on the grass will bend down. So that means a person who is humble is 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 submissive in nature. It does not mean that okay, someone else comes, oh, I want you to take meat. Okay, I am submissive. Give me meat. Not like that. A p- is submissive to the instructions of Krishna. A nature of the devotee is to be humble. Hanumanji was also humble, but that does not mean Hanumanji did not get angry. He had to be angry where he needed to be angry. When he was angry, he burned the entire kingdom of Lanka, and that was he was doing it in the mood of service to Lord Ram. But when he was next to Mother Sita, he was most humble and meek and submissive. So we need to also know where it does not mean that okay we have to scream around like okay with everyone. We should we should behave well with everyone, and we should behave in such a way so that like, okay, as if, and I have heard this from His Holiness Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj. He says a very, very beautiful statement. He says, and actually I have it in front of me on the wall, that anytime there is a problem in the relationship, you should see that as your own fault. Even if others are to be blamed, you will only add to the problem by consider them to be at fault. So this is a very, very big statement actually. If you reflect on this, then you will say, Arey, I'm always seeing others fault. Arey, they did this, Arey, they did this. But see, it will not happen overnight. I'll be very honest. Um, I, many times I struggle in this aspect. But what we should do is we should pray. We should pray to Lord that okay, I want to be a servant of the servant. Slowly, gradually, our heart will transform. Because these conditionings we have been carrying for millions of lifetimes. Always wanted to be boss, which is why we landed here. We are in the material world. Once we lose this ambition to be the boss and to be seen by everyone, to be famous, to be top star of Facebook or Instagram or like whatever, once we lose our attraction towards opposite sex, to lose our attraction towards wealth, because Mahaprabhu says, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhaktir ahetuki tvaye. Oh dear Lord, I don't want wealth, I don't want opposite sex, I don't want followers, I don't even want liberation. And I don't even want people to say that, okay, I'm intelligent and like, okay, come, I want to give katha where people will sit and listen, give me popular votes about that. No, I don't want any of this. Arey, then what do you want? I want to become a pure devotee. What is the nature of a pure devotee? A pure devotee is nishkapat. He is unmotivated. He does not have any ulterior motives. And he wants to serve in an uninterrupted way. He wants to continuously serve. So I want to become that devotee. I may not be there yet, but this is my desire, O my dear Lord. And when we constantly express this desire, then the Supreme Lord, who is most merciful, by their mercy, we can we can become that. But in order to become that, what does he do? He sends someone in our life. And what is that? এমনো দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়া আছি নু আমি তব নিজ জন কোন মহাজনে পাঠাইয়া দিলে তুমি Oh my dear Lord, I am just এমন দুর্মতি with I am just lying in this. It is my great misfortune that I am in this world amidst all these different situations. I am just caught up in this different type of situations. But oh my dear Lord, তব নিজ জন কোন মহাজনে, you are sending your dear person, and that dear person is what? He's a Mahajan. Okay, he is your devotee. You have sent that devotee to my life. পাঠাইয়া দিলে তুমি, you have sent this devotee to my life out of causeless mercy. Daya kori. Let me share this bhajan. This is a very beautiful bhajan so that we all can read it together because I will read, but you may not have the lyrics actually for this. Let me share this. This is one of my very, very favorite bhajans. So we read this first verse, then we are going to the second one. দয়া করি মোরে পতিত দেখিয়া কহিল আমারে গিয়া. So when this Mahajan came to my life, he understood that I am so fallen. So out of causeless compassion onto me, this this Mahajan comes and asks, ওহে দীনজন শুনো ভালো কথা, ওহে দীনজন শুনো ভালো কথা, উল্লাসিত হবে হিয়া. Oh, oh dear. Dinojan means like, okay, it is like one who is very fallen actually. Okay, one who is very lowly. Come, I have a good news for you. শুনো ভালো কথা, উল্লাসিত হবে হিয়া. By hearing this, your heart will be overjoyed. What is that? What is that? Please tell me. So I ran to him and I said, okay, tell me, what is that good news? Tomare tarite. Let me expand this. Are you all able to see me? You can just raise your hands and show like show a thumbs up like if you are able to see my screen. Okay, fine. তোমারে তারিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নবদ্বীপে অবতার. তোমারে তারিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নবদ্বীপে অবতার. তোমা হেন কত দিনহীন জানে, তোমা হেন কত দিনহীন জানে, করিলে না ভব পার. Arey, see, the good news is to deliver you. I know you are suffering here, but so that there is a permanent solution for you. In Navadvip, Sri Krishna Chaitanya has come in, and he has come in his most magnanimous form, in his most compassionate form. আরে তোমা হেন কত দিনহীন জানে করিল না ভব পার. Are like you only, there were many other samples also. They were also very fallen, but Mahaprabhu, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, already delivered them. They went back to Godhead. Is it? Or I also have hope. I am so sinful, but I also have hope. Then he says, the Mahajan is saying, Vedera pratigya rakhibare tare rukma varna viprasuta Mahaprabhu name nadiya mataya Mahaprabhu name nadiya mataya সঙ্গে ভাই অবধূতা. বেদের প্রতিজ্ঞা রাখিবারে তারে রুক্ম বর্ণ বিপ্রসূতা. To keep the promise of the Vedas. In the Vedas, they say, okay, in this time, like, okay, Lord will advent in so and so form. So in Vedas say that okay, he will come as the son of a Brahmin. Okay, he will come in the form of a devotee. So he and his what is his color? Rukma Varna. He's in a golden color. So to keep the promise of the Vedas, he has come in this golden avatar. And what is his name? His name is Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu Name. And what is he doing? Nodiya Mataya. He's making everyone mad in Nadia. Sange Bai Avadhuta. And who is along with him? Along with is his brother, Avadut. Avadut means whose activities are like they are uh, they cannot be understood. Who is that Avadut? Avadut is who is with Mahaprabhu? That is Nityananda Prabhu. He is Avadut. He is the ocean of mercy. नंद सुत जीनी चैतन्य गोसाई नंद सुत जीनी চৈতন্য গোসাই নিজ নাম করি দান তারিলো জগত তুমিও যাইয়া, তারিলো জগত তুমিও যাইয়া, লহ নিজ পরিত্রাণ। Let me tell you, Mahajan is saying, Nanda Sutta Jini, the one who was Nanda Sutta, the one who is the son of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna, he is the same one who has come in as Chaitanya Gosai. He is the same person, Lord Chaitanya. And what is he doing? He is distributing his own name. He is giving this Hare Krishna Mahamantra everywhere. Actually, it is his own name. Actually, he has come in this disguised form, and he is giving his own name. Tarilo Jagata. He has delivered this entire world. Tumio Jaya. Are you will also go back to Godhead. Loho Nija Paritrana. So go to him. Go and get delivered. Acha, I also have hope. What? So then now I have heard all these things. Now what do I do next? সে কথা শুনিয়া আসিয়াছি নাথ, হরি বল। সে কথা শুনিয়া আসিয়াছি নাথ, তোমার চরণ তলে। সে কথা শুনিয়া আসিয়াছি নাথ, তোমার চরণ তলে। ভক্তি বিনোদ কাঁদিয়া কাঁদিয়া আপনা কাহিনী বলে। After hearing this, oh my dear Lord, this is Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is singing. He is one of the acharyas. He is called as the seventh Goswami, and he has given us wonderful Vaishnav bhajans like this, which is the essence of all scriptures. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur is teaching us like this. We should go to our lordships and say, I have heard all these things. She kotha shuniya ashiyachi nath. Oh Lord, I have heard this. Those who have Gaurnita deities, those who do not have Gaurnita deities, those who have picture of Gaurnita, you should go and tell to Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, I have heard this thing. Or those who go to the temple, you should go and tell to Mahaprabhu that, oh my dear Lord, I have come now. I have come where? Tomara charan tole. I have come underneath your lotus feet. Bhakti Vinoda Kadiya Kadiya. Bhakti Vinod is crying and crying. He is telling us that we should also cry and cry. How? Apuna kahini bole. My dear Lord, I am suffering in this material world, but you have come to deliver us. Please deliver me. I am most fallen, I am most sinful. When we take this stance, by the mercy of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this same prayer becomes fruitful for us also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we were talking about Srila Prabhupada's journey. So how Srila Prabhupada came to the US suffering so many setbacks. Even when he came here, he was trying to he was having reach out to different people, stayed at Bowery area. He did not have any money. He wrote some books and he was just trying to sell these different books. After one entire year, after selling these books, Srila Prabhupada got $175 in total in 1 year. So with that dollars that he got, these were his overall savings. He rented one place. He could afford to rent one place in New York, one storefront for 1 month. That was his total capacity. So he rented it for 1 month. For next month, he does not have money. So at that time, one person came. He was from a Turkish origin. I believe his name was Robert. He came and asked Srila Prabhupada that, what do you want? What are you trying to do, Swamiji? Srila Prabhupada said at that time, with great humility, that there are many devotees, there are thousands of devotees, there are hundreds of temples, and I can see them dancing and enjoy, lovingly chanting Krishna's name, and devotees are serving together. But this is only time separating. He could visualize. Srila Prabhupada, as a pure devotee, could visualize what was going to come in the future. He had full confidence in his Guru's words. He had full confidence in the holy name. And although he had nothing at that time, he was the only member, but he had complete vision of what was going to come. And in today's world, whatever we are getting, see these temples, the prasad, the deities, the darshan, the spiritual tours, dham, Srila Prabhupada opened this for all of us. There are so much more, actually. And one person, a pure devotee, made such a big difference to this world that no one in the past has even come close, can ever come close to. After few generations, we can see that it is expanding so much because this is Mahaprabhu's movement. One Brahmanda, Brahmanda Tarite Shukti. Actually, I'm forgetting that verse. It is one pure devotee has the power to deliver this entire universe. That is the power of a pure devotee. If we try to be, if we try to always pray that Krishna, please make me your instrument, I want to become a pure devotee. This is something that will please Srila Prabhupada. This is something which will give greatest pleasure to Krishna. We don't need to be like Srila Prabhupada. We cannot do what Srila Prabhupada has done. It is impossible. But in our own ways, in our own simple ways, if we live a pure life, then by this we will please Krishna, we will ourselves advance, we'll preach Srila Prabhupada, and we will go back to Godhead. So, with that being said, I will stop here. If there are any questions, you can take that. I want to further discuss this particular verse um, because this verse I wanted to make sure that we all understand this very well. I might touch upon this next week also before we move further. Today I have um, there is a appointment like that I have, so I have to leave in few like in 10-15 minutes. But if there are any questions or comments, we can take that. Hare Krishna. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल. So, does anyone have any question or comments? I can stop the recording here.